Hammerspace is basically a gymnasium for people who like to build things instead of work out. This is where you work out your mind and build ideas rather than muscles. So Hammerspace is designed to eliminate the stumbling blocks to creativity. So instead of fumbling along at home and realizing, I need to buy a $500 table saw and a lathe to make this thing that I want to make. It's easier for me to buy the thing than it is to make it, because I'd spend all this money to get the machinery, and then I just really have this one creation that I want to make. Maybe I'll make something else later, maybe I won't. The big obstacle to standing in the way of most people's creativity is tools. The creative clay artist who says, well, I took a ceramics class in college. I'd like to throw some pots. I don't have a pottery wheel. I don't have a kiln. And by the time I buy all of that, well, that's out of my price range, and I don't have enough current in my home electrical panel for a kiln. And it gets pushed aside, and something potentially great is lost because whatever they were dreaming of is now out of their reach. Really, with Hammerspace, we want to try and take a $40 monthly membership and turn it into an infinite array of possibilities. There are things that it's hard to learn without having a skilled person with experience standing next to you when you're doing it. And it can take hundreds of hours of book reading and study and still not getting it, to just someone leaning over your shoulder and going, you get that upside down. Do it this way, it's a lot easier. I missed that in 30 books that I read, and it's that hands-on approach and the sort of community of idea sharing that we have around here, that it's not just an idea for open source software, it's not just for open source hardware, it's open source ideas around here. We share a little bit of everything, and we all benefit from that shared experience. I have great hope for Google Fiber. We could use really high bandwidth connections around here with fast up and downstream connections. The things that we could do with it are manifold. We would really like to start doing some video conferencing with other spaces like this around the country to kind of unify them and allow a lot of better high-speed communication between members at our space and members at other spaces across the country. Again, that's just part of the mandate of sharing ideas. It's so much easier when you say, oh, well, there's a guy at this other makerspace. He's going to know the answer for your problem. Let's get him on the teleconference and show him what you're working on the camera, and he can say, oh yeah, I see what you're doing. No, that's not the way to do that. And that's one thing that we're really excited about Google Fiber, and just kind of changing the game for how your cell phone works with major computing, offloading a lot of the tasks that you use little devices for now to distant servers, because you have this fat connection between you and distant technology. You can really start using the portable devices that you already have like they're supercomputers, because you have access to that at tremendous velocity. So you can move a lot of information between different locations, and it's not just the domain of the mega corporation and the military installation anymore. Hopefully when this all goes through, we'll all have that kind of amazing connectivity. And it should really start with places like this, where we're developing a lot of the applications that will be able to take advantage of this sort of new frontier of bandwidth. So.